Many of you are faced with the decision of possibly having to place your loved one in a care facility. None of us ever starts this Careblazer journey wanting to put our loved one in a care facility. You might currently be thinking of placing your loved one in a facility, weighing your options. You may have already placed your loved one. This is a really hard decision for so many of you, and I'm guessing many of you have probably promised your loved one you would never put them in a care facility, or you've promised yourself you would never allow that to happen. This can be a long caregiving journey for so many of you, and for some people, placing them in a care facility might be the only option, or in some cases, the best option. Every single case is different. There's no judgment here, but I do want to talk about 3 things to keep in mind if you decide placing your loved one in a care facility is the thing that you need to do at this time. And for those of you who are swearing up and down that you're never going to be in this position and you shouldn't be in this position, I hope that is the case for you. I truly do. Feel free to skip this video and come back to it if your situation ever changes. For those of you who are currently weighing your options or just want to know what to think about if you have found yourself in this position, or you already found yourself in this position, then this video where I share 3 things to keep in mind is going to be for you. And Careblazer, this topic brings up so many strong feelings for so many people. If you are somebody who is just totally against it, thinks you shouldn't do it, it's wrong, all the reasons, I respect your decision. And I think it's wonderful that you're in a position where you can do that. Not everybody is. And so if you do not have any words of encouragement, support, thought-provoking questions, or something like that, please don't comment on this video, because there are Careblazers out there in the world who are struggling. There are not very many people who make this decision lightly, carelessly, and without a lot of thought. People struggle with this every single day. So if this video is not for you, I'll see you next week, okay? This video is for those of you, you know who I'm talking to. This is a difficult topic, but I didn't start a channel to talk about dementia topics by ignoring all the difficult topics. I promise to try to talk about all the very real things that are happening in your lives day to day. This is one of them. All right, so let's get to it. What are the 3 things to keep in mind if you're debating, thinking about, considering, or already have put your loved one in a care facility? Number 1, know your reason. Know why you have decided that it's time to put your loved one in a care facility. There are going to be many people with many opinions that you shouldn't do it, and none of those opinions are going to come over to your house and actually help you care for your loved one, right? So you have to know your reasons for doing it, and you have to remind yourself of your reason when all of the other opinions come to you about how your decision isn't the best one, or how you should do things differently, or how they were able to do things differently. There's going to be so many of those situations that are triggering for you. You have to stay firm in reminding yourself, this was my reason. This is why I did it. It's going to be really easy for other people to mess with your mind if you're not really clear on what that reason is. Number 2, like your reason. Like your reason for putting your loved one in a care facility. This is different. This is different than liking that you have to place them. I'm not saying you have to like that you have to put them in a care facility. I'm saying you have to like the reason why you're putting them in a care facility. Perhaps your loved one wasn't safe to live at home anymore. Perhaps caring for your loved one was taking a significant negative toll on your job, on your marriage, on being able to be there for your kids. Perhaps all of your interactions with your loved one became so much about caregiving that you lost the relationship you had with them, and you want to go back to being able to just be their child or just be their spouse. So you want to give somebody else the role of providing the direct hands-on care so you can go back to having some pleasant interactions without having to worry about that. It doesn't matter what your reason is. It doesn't matter what other people think about your reason. It matters that you like your reason. And number 3, Remind yourself of your reason. Listen, your brain and your heart is going to struggle with this decision, especially when your loved one begs you to come home, when they have a hard time adjusting to the facility, when they call you a lot during the day saying, come rescue me, when other people give their opinions that you shouldn't have done that, or when you visit them and they don't seem that bad, they seem to be doing pretty well, and you start to think, well, maybe I can handle them at home again. There will be no shortage of people's comments, reminders, situations, triggers that will have you second guessing what you did. Totally normal. And a lot of that struggle is because you love your loved one. You would wish there was a way that they didn't have to go to a care facility. So it's totally natural you would be second guessing and questioning your decision. Each and every time you question it, remind yourself of your reason. It's going to be so easy to forget in the moment. Careblazer, I'm sending love to you if you are in this position of having to consider placing your loved one or having just placed your loved one. I'd love to know if there are any other things that have helped you get through, cope with, manage all of the emotions that come with having to place your loved one. What did you remind yourself of? How did you stay confident in your decision? How did you continually reassure yourself, remind yourself that you did what you needed to do? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be back next week with a new video. And if perhaps you are somebody who promised your loved one that you would never put them in a care facility, yet you did, watch this video where I talk about breaking your nursing home promise. If you haven't already, I have a free Careblazer survival guide for you. It's in the description below. You can download it, subscribe to the channel, totally free, helps other people find it. And if you know somebody who's in this position, currently battling and debating having to place their loved one, feel free to share this video with them. I hope it can help. I'll be back next week. Bye.